So at one point, Syd Barrett had moved into a flat with a friend, a painter artist, and just there were a bunch of creative people. And Syd Barrett, was already involved in a lot of psychedelics, and cracks were beginning to form. And I forget the name of the document. I forget the actual documentary itself, but it was a very good documentary. So this painter friend one day comes in and sees Syd Barrett lying on the floor, just completely froze up, lying on the floor, staring at the ceiling, just in the middle of the room, staring at the ceiling. I guess he went and talked to him, and he was just staring, lethargic, looking back at it. The painter artist says, I looked at him and I thought to myself, considering all the things that were going on at the time, that Syd Barrett was probably thinking that he has so many options. When you go out and begin the day or start off on a thing, the possibilities are endless of in what direction you can focus your attention on. It's really an endless thing. You could get up and get in your car, head towards the beach, take a walk, start a business, begin a project, mow the lawn, interact with friends, not go to bed, and just so on and so forth. Go purchase some things. I mean, just a million things, right? Watch a movie. And this friend of his that I think they were sharing a flat is what it was. He thought to himself, looking back, I believe it is, that he thought Syd Barrett was at a point, notwithstanding all the, psychedelics and all that. He was at a point where he was thinking to himself, if I make a move, if I go in a direction, if I do something, all of a sudden, all the other options available to me, the infinite amount of options available to me, have now closed in on themselves. This was his perception. And it's very interesting because, in fact, it's true. And that Syd Barrett did not want to, at that point, make a move, because at that point that he decides on a course of action, he has now limited himself. And what the heck, he's limited himself. He can no longer, all the other options have now decreased because he's set himself out on a road, a path. And by doing so, he's completely limited. And therefore his decision was, as long as he does nothing, all possibilities are available to him. And I found that profound, thought and concept. So, as long as you don't move and take action, well, all possibilities are out there. But once you decide you're going to go down a road and do a thing, well, everything else has to take a back seat in order to commit to what you're doing. Once you've decided on a thing and begin taking action in a certain direction, whatever the case of results and this and that, you've already traveled down a path, excluding other forks in the road. I guess the moral of the story for me is that if you take no action, being frozen and doing nothing, your energy has not been spent. You are effectively frozen. So I think the best thing to do is to travel down a road, and you could tackle one thing at a time, I guess. But I find it an interesting window. So for me, I figure once I'm committed to a thing, be it, say, a project, I know that I'm excluding everything else in order to commit to that project and do that project. And look at all the potential activities that I have to miss out on in order to focus on this thing. But if no focus occurs, then nothing ever gets done. However, possibilities are open, right? Endless. So I wanted to share that. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe.